My name's Greg Gloor, and I'm the founder of a company called Hardwood Artisans. We make handmade wooden furniture in the Washington, D.C. area. What you see here is one of the tables that we make. The way that we typically finish our products is with a hand-rubbed Danish oil finish. This is a really good, durable finish, but it occasionally needs a little bit of maintenance and upkeep. It's not hard to do, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We've already gone over this one leaf of this table right here, and this other leaf I'm going to work on right now. I'm going to ask my cameraman to see if they can get a close picture. And you'll see what we have on this table over here are some slight accumulations of grease and what I call hand traffic. You have oil on your fingertips. Whenever people touch things, they leave behind a certain amount of oil. Food and whatnot, you end up with little smudgy type areas on the tabletop. Those are best handled by using a product called Murphy's Oil Soap. So what I have here is a concentrated container of Murphy's Oil Soap. It's a real nice product. It's inexpensive, and it's a really excellent way to clean most natural wood products. You can also buy it in a pre-mixed form like this, where it's already been diluted, where you can just spritz it on and wipe it off as I'm going to do it. But I like to use the concentrated stuff because I like to have a little bit of a thicker formulation than comes in the spritzer bottle. What I do is I take this Murphy's Oil Soap, and I get myself a saucer or a little bowl, and I'll mix about 1 ounce of Murphy's Oil Soap with about 6 to 8 ounces of warm water, and make up a little solution of this. It's not that this proportion isn't critical, but that you end up with a little bit of a thicker mixture than comes in with the pre-mixed thing. Now we've been using this mixture here, and we've done a couple of pieces in the showroom, and I just want to show you how much gunk we've gotten off of the surfaces of 2.5 tables that I've been working on. That is a lot, and what this is it's just, as I referred to it before, as hand traffic. It's just in the course of using things, human beings will leave behind a certain film of dirt and oil. That's who we are. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take a regular wash rag, I'm going to squeeze this out, and I'm going to take this and just, first of all, just wet the surface, generally wet the surface. You can't go wrong by getting too much of this on here, because we're going to buff it off real good. That's not enough to really get that there, so I'm going to bring just a little bit more moisture over here. First step, wet the surface. That sort of penetrates in and starts to dissolve the grease and the oil that has accumulated on the surface. Then I'm going to come with a little bit of elbow grease and rub. You don't have to go necessarily with the grain on this either, because we're not doing anything abrasive. So if I'm going across the grain, it's not going to hurt the wood. If you're doing anything that has an abrasiveness to it, you always want to go with the grain. But what I'm doing here, it does not matter that I'm going across the grain. I'm particularly paying attention to the edges of the piece. That's where you're going to get most of the traffic. If you notice, I've opened the table up. That way, if I get a slight amount of this material that drips down in here, I'll be able to dry it off. You're going to want to pay attention to the edges of your table, and actually come back and do the first, just feel along the bottom edge. Because one thing you don't want to have as a guest over and feels the bottom of the edge, and there'll be something underneath there that's gummy. So make sure that's clean. So okay, so I've got this buffed down, wiped down I should say. It's still wet, damp. Now I'm going to come back with a tea towel, any towel like this. Has a little bit of roughness to it. So I like this better than paper towels because it's going to absorb more moisture. Plus, it's going to very, very, very slight amount of polishing on here. I'm getting the edges. Notice I'm going to dry off my edges real good. All the way around. And then I'm just going to buff down the center portion. This is real good for your triceps. You do this on all your furniture and you'll end up with a Herculean physique. I can feel this going smooth. When I'm doing this, when I'm buffing this off, all of a sudden it comes to a point where it's like very slick. The surface has no friction to it. And I know I'm good on that. I'm going to take this and I'm going to look at it from various points of view and let the light hit it and reflect on it. Because sometimes if I look straight down on it, it looks just fine. If I look at it from an angle and let the light hit it differently, I may see some smudges or some fingerprints or some goo or something that I thought I got, which in fact I didn't get. Looks like I've done a good job here. I don't see any of those things, so I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to do a final buff down on it. Nice thing about the Murphy's Oil Soap is that I have not applied any additional oil, furniture polish, anything else to the surface. I've actually removed stuff. So this is ready to use immediately. I don't have to wait half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours for the oil furniture polish to settle out. So this is perfectly ready to use. It has a really nice, soft feel to it. It looks good from all angles. It's easy to do. And you can see once again the amount of gunk that we've picked up off of now 3 tabletops. And all that I've done is removed dirt that was already on the table. If you do want to come back and follow this up with some oil furniture polish, that's just fine. But you absolutely want to get the table surface cleaned before you do anything else to it. This is the place to start, is with cleaning it. You don't really know what you have until you've cleaned it. So clean it first, and then take a look and see if there's anything else that you might need or want to do with it. But don't ever put any polishes or anything over top of the surface that hasn't been thoroughly cleaned. And you may find out that this is all that you need to do. Thank you very much.